How's it going, everybody? My name is Vortex, aka the King Pun, and welcome back to our Forever World. It's been a couple of months since my last proper video, and I want to get into a habit of just trying to make things more, just in general, because it's something that I've always kind of like dealt with when it comes to being creative, and it's the mentality of trying to trust the process. And I think that's kind of what I want to talk about today, is that idea that things will work out even if they really don't feel like they're going to. If you keep trying, stay consistent, keep putting the effort in, things will eventually work out. It might not necessarily be in the original way that you thought it was going to work out, but it will work out. And I think even myself, as a person who has kind of always been a massive overthinker, self-doubt, all those kind of things, every creator deals with it, right? Every creator does deal with it. But it's pushing past those insecurities, those fears that you may have, and just believing, even if you don't think an idea is good, that it will mean something to somebody. At least somewhere along the line, it will mean something to somebody. I also realize that that's about to start giving me a whole bunch of grass up my path, which I don't want. So push that back a second. There we go. But yeah, the idea is that you need to trust the process, right? I have said before, I've been a creator for a good while now. It's been over 10 years. And I have had to go back to the drawing board more times than I can count. I have had an idea, made an idea, felt super proud about an idea, and then something changed, I think, and maybe I let in sometimes some of that self-doubt win. And I've unfortunately, I've deleted videos before. I have completely chopped and changed what I was doing because I didn't think an idea was good enough. And over the years of me doing this, it's kind of left me in a state of perfectionism, in the fact that my brain is trying to make it so everything I make is perfect, which is why I ironically think that these kind of videos are my best way forward for the most part. Like, I still have like a whole bunch of stories, cinematic pieces that I'd love to make, speed builds maybe, or stuff like that in the future. But I think for the most part, a lot of my content, I want to be this more open, genuine, connecting side, because I always set out myself with a goal to try and inspire people, to try and inspire hope, to try and inspire people to create things. And I think to do that, you need to be open. I mean, obviously, yeah, don't share like your entire life story with people. You don't necessarily need to do that unless you're vlogging. Then technically, yeah, that's quite literally what that is. But I think being vulnerable and being a bit more open is a good way of connecting with community, right? Because at the end of the day, we're all people. And I know, as myself, being a person that, again, has been a creator for a long time and seen other creators come and go over the years, that I know that mindset is everything when it comes to doing these kind of things. Even if you don't feel like an idea is good, you should still make it. Because at the end of the day, you will learn from it, right? You'll learn from everything. It's tough. If anybody has ever tried to tell you that being a creator is easy work, it's not, right? Obviously, people that work proper, like, 9-to-5 jobs, I say proper, I hate using that phrase because, creation is still a proper job. Creation is a proper job. But there are some people out there which don't deem it so, And it's those people that end up trying to bring others down. And I have never, ever seen the point of trying to bring people down for wanting to express themselves. Because that's realistically all this is. This is just YouTube and streaming and whatever it may be that you're trying to make content-wise. Everything you do creatively is your way of expressing yourself. And that is a very pure thing, which again kind of goes back to me saying like, oh, I think you should be vulnerable. In a certain respect, you should be vulnerable. You should be vulnerable, I think, in the sense where you are willing to show the good and the bad of what you're doing. Because at the end of the day, so many people, like even me when I was younger, growing up watching all the different creators that I watch, I had that sense of, oh my God, this is going to be so easy. I'm going to start making videos at XYZ age. I'm going to start posting consistently, make all this, get all these views, make all this money. That's kind of the mindset when you first start. You think like, oh, it's going to be fun. It's going to be. But so many people don't talk about the negative things that come with being a creator. Now, this, again, isn't me saying this to try and deter anybody. I want to be real with you. I want to be real with you so you guys can understand what you might be getting into if you want to be a creator. And I also want to do it to show you guys that even though those may be the cases, that again, it will be okay. The biggest thing you need to learn being a creator is to trust the process. I am by no shape or form a big creator or even what some would deem as a successful creator, but I am a creator. And that's because no matter how many times I failed, even if I feel like, oh, this is it, it's time to give up, some spark in me is wanting to see where this goes. Something within me is going, you need to keep going. You need to keep posting, you need to keep pushing. Even if it's not super regular, you just need to get some sense of consistency. You need to keep going. And so I do. I mean, I've been really enjoying making these kind of more like unedited, just say whatever comes to my mind kind of videos. And I love them for the same reason that I love just talking on stream. It's for the fact that it is a chance to completely and wholly be yourself, where you haven't necessarily got to try and some people obviously, play characters on streams. Some people, play characters in videos. Obviously, if you're making cinematic or story-driven videos, then yes, you're seeing characters. But there are always people beneath those characters. And I think that's the kind of thing that I want to bring out to people, is realizing that more. That realistically, you could make the biggest next, hit series on YouTube, on Twitch, whatever. But realistically, you need to be able to still be yourself at the end of the day with all that. And again, it goes back to the whole thing about expressing yourself. It's such an important thing that even if you have an idea which you think, oh no, it's never going to work, I don't have the know-how, I don't have the knowledge, I don't have the way to work it, you need to push through that. Trust the process that things will work out. Again, might not always be in the original way that you originally thought, but it could work out bigger and better for you than you could ever have hoped or imagined. And so I think, again, you just need to create things. Trust the process. It's such a difficult topic for some people, because obviously a lot of people on YouTube want to show you the best of themselves, which, everybody does. You want to show the best that you can do. You want to work hard. You want to show the best that you can do. But that means cutting out all the little imperfections. And in some regards, I think that cuts out a lot of the authenticity when it comes to making things, being creative. Again, doing story-driven stuff, you can play a character, sure, that's what that's for. But whenever you're making a video where it's just you working around in a world, if there's no necessary story involved, then I don't personally think there should be much editing. So you can have your jump cuts, you can cut certain starters out if you're like moments, exactly like that, if you want to cut them out. I like leaving all that in, because at the end of the day, it's part of how I talk. I am a person where my mind is constantly oversaturated with ideas and just full of things I want to do, thinking about a million thoughts a second. It's the joys of being the way I am, but it is who I am. And so with that, I don't feel like, for the most part, I want to cut those imperfections out anymore. I got too much in one way of being a perfectionist. for most of my content, which is why you may have noticed in like recent years there's been considerably less content. It's, again, that self-doubt that sometimes creeps in that every creator gets, of feeling like what you're making isn't enough. Now, again, this isn't a pity party, right? This isn't me trying to say, oh, you know, I don't think what I'm making is good enough, because I don't believe that anymore, right? I believe solely in my heart that what I'm making will impact somebody. And for that fact alone, it's worth it. I'm having fun. I'm expressing myself. I'm getting to yap. I don't know if you guys notice this. I'm very good at just talking. I'm very good at just talking. Sometimes it has good advice. Sometimes it's complete gibberish. Sometimes it makes sense. Sometimes it doesn't. You know, it's fun. I enjoy talking to people. I enjoy making people laugh, feel a little bit more, you know, safer. I enjoy making people feel like things will be okay. Which, again, is one of the reasons why I want to be a little bit more authentic with you guys. I mean, like I say, I tried the whole making script thing, and it didn't work out for me for the most part. It didn't feel right. It didn't feel like it was me talking. The only time I ever make scripts now, well, two times I make scripts now. One is if I'm doing an actual narrative, story-driven thing. And the other one is with my comic, which I know technically isn't video content at the moment, but you know what I mean? I'm still making scripts for it. And it's, you want to know the weird thing? It's really weird trying to write scripts, because I'm trying to make these characters sound and feel as natural as possible. Because obviously, complete transparency, these characters in my comic, they're fictional characters. As much as I may try to make videos, try and do stuff on stream with them eventually, if I do, it'll probably be other creators or friends of mine that I've managed to somehow rope in to do voices. You know, you know, it's going to be one of those things where they are still fictional characters. And I kind of love that. But every single character that I created has a little bit of me, my personality in it. And I think everybody has that, you know? Whenever you make something, it's always going to have a little bit of you in it, because you made it. It's made with your mindsets. It's made with your mannerisms, you know? And I think that's a beautiful thing. I think that is a beautiful thing, because it means that you can tell a story or a narrative, whatever you want to call it. You can move forward with a sense of authenticity. And again, it may feel really uncomfortable to begin with, because most people aren't used to being open with people, being so open with people. It takes a long time to learn to be yourself. Oh man, here comes the rain. But yeah, it's such a important thing to learn to be honest with yourself more than anything. Because at the end of the day, you're the one that's sailing the ship. You know, you're the one that is steering, you're the one that's telling yourself where to go and what to do. And if you're trying to get across a message that other people should be doing a similar thing, like they should be being themselves, you kind of need to lead by example. It's kind of what I try to do is, yeah, I may get in all my own head at the best of times about whatever I'm doing, but I'm still doing it. I'm still doing it because I know for my own sake, as well as anybody others, I have to keep creating, because creating, I think, is the is the most thorough way of healing possible for the soul, is to create things that are inspired by feeling, inspired by experience. It's such an important thing. And I will copy and repeat myself as many times as I have to try and get this point across, you know? But you need to just be yourself with whatever you're trying to create. It may seem odd at first. You need to trust that things will work out, because eventually it all will in the end. Again, probably constantly repeating myself here, but you know what? That's part of the charm of these kind of videos, is that's because I'm so passionate trying to get my point across. I, in regular conversation, will repeat what I've said or say the same thing that I'm trying to say in 3 different ways that all eventually mean the same thing. And, you know, that's who I am. Some people, you don't know what goes on in other people's lives. And the one thing that the one silly idea, the one silly concept, the one lesson that you might wanted to get across might be the one thing that somebody needed to hear today, for them to keep going, for them to smile today. And I know I've said it in other videos I've made, you know, the whole thing of like, if that's the case, then why wouldn't you? And I still completely agree with that. But if you didn't trust in what you were doing, believe wholeheartedly in what you are doing, then none of those things would be possible. You know, like none of those, you wouldn't push forward. You would try something, it wouldn't work, and you would stop. And if you stop, that next video that you make might be the one that pushes you off the ground. It might be the one that pushes somebody else off the ground, picks somebody up when they needed it. So again, it's the whole thing of, if that is potentially the case, then why wouldn't you, you know? I really am not sure what I'm doing with the size of this path. I'm going to be so real, but I'm kind of just, again, going with the flow, seeing where things lead. Because that's something we need to do more as well. Just need to let things happen. We don't need to try and force things so much. Just see where things go. You will end up exactly where you're meant to be when you're meant to be there. So try your best not to stress about stuff. Because I promise you it ain't worth it. It's just going to hurt you in the long run. And I'm going to be entirely honest, right? I speak from experience with this kind of thing. I'm going to put up on screen now, for example, I've started redoing my Minecraft renders recently. I'm now going to pop up on screen a render that I did in 2024 versus one that I literally did the other day. And just seeing that change, there were so many times where I'm like, oh, maybe I'm not good at this. Oh, this is too difficult for me to learn. XYZ excuse. But I didn't give up. I kept pushing through. And now to see some of the stuff that I'm creating now being the way it is, looking the way it does, it's looking more and more like it does in my head every day. And I am so, so proud of myself for that, for letting myself push through those mental barriers so I could get to that point. Go out there, guys. Seriously. Keep trying. I believe in you. If nobody else has said it to you today, I believe in you. Whoever's watching this right now, keep creating. Keep doing the cool things that you're doing, and I promise you it will be worth it in the end. But with that being said, I don't have much more else to say today. So I'm going to thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you're new or haven't already. Remember to keep your chins up. Don't let the crown fall. And I will see all of you loyal subjects in the next one. Take care, guys.